Stossel Matter segment tonight. Charitable giving with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming on quickly. Many Americans will give their hard-earned money to try to help people. You should know that because you guys buy stuff on BillO'Reilly.com, I will be donating about $200,000 to various charities between now and the first of the year. I fervently hope all of that money is used properly, and I think it will be because we research the charities before donating. But many Americans do not, as John Stossel reported when he went undercover.
You ready to freeload?
I put on a fake beard and tried begging in New York City.
You help me, ma'am?
People gave me money. They gave me money when my cardboard sign said homeless and cold, and they even gave when I changed it to need a beer.
Thank you.
You know, I'm a beer drinker myself.
Yeah, thank you.
When we asked givers why they gave, people said things like this.
I don't know, that guy looked pretty needy, I suppose.
I just begged for an hour, but I did well. If I did this for an 8-hour day, I would have made 90 bucks. 23,000 for a year. Tax-free.
Here now is Stossel. So what were you trying to get across in that report?
I wasn't saying you could make a good living begging. I was trying to illustrate why all the people who work with the homeless say, don't give them money. They're almost all, if not all, scams, and you're an enabler. You're just helping a guy with a drug problem or an alcohol problem buy more intoxicant. And
okay.
Don't give to groups that help them.
So Americans, would you say that we basically generally are a generous people?
Yes, much more than other people in other countries.
All the studies show that we are very charitable people. And you know what's interesting? The bottom earners give more proportionally than the top, because the top get addicted to all kinds of material things. But it's a very complicated world in which we live. And Charity Navigator is where I go, and then when I give money to somebody, I got to know them personally. You know, I just wrote a big check to a homeless operation today, but I know the woman, Mary Brosnahan in New York, and I know she's honest, you know. But then people come at me, and it's hard to vet them.
And there are these groups that vet, like Charity Navigator, you said, but they're very imperfect because they can get lied to.
Sure.
They don't have all the charities. They talk about how much for fundraising, how much for program, but the definition of program is fuzzy. I also give to groups that I can personally keep an eye on. I saw some guys here in the street in New York picking up trash, dressed in blue. And they had a spring in their step, and I checked this group out called the Doe Fund, Ready, Willing, and Able. And
they're a drug rehab group, substance abuse rehab group, and they're around.
Prison rehab group, and they seem to have a good record. So I thought somebody's doing something right with these guys. I give them money.
Here's what I recommend, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. I want people in their hometowns to donate locally.
I agree.
Rather than these big funds where you do have, you know, offices, and go local where you know and you can get involved and you see what the results are. I think that's the way to do it.
And secondly, if you get the phone call, skip those charities. The telemarketers often
they take a big
90% of the money off.
Take a huge piece. And you know, and then there are organizations that don't use the money the way you want them to. And I'm not going to mention the name, but it's a huge charity we're investigating right now. We'll have to see.
So you will mention the name?
Well, if I think they're doing wrong, I certainly will. But I don't want to besmirch them until we have the facts. John Stossel, everybody.